Pretty close quarter, shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose. Free house, Silver Charm, Captain Budget. Oh, it's close.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Laurel Park Weekly. It's Thursday, December 21st. We taped this show live by the historic paddock here at Laurel Park. Nice sunny day here as we get ready for Christmas week here at Laurel Park. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. I'm Stan Salter, Ty Ellis, Dave Robin. You see a lot of great horses and great stretch calls in our opening, and we started with Ben's Cat in the opening of this show. We hear a stretch call of Ben's Cat, I think, winning the Jim McKay turf sprint. His fifth Jim McKay turf sprint. That was when he was a 10-year-old back in 2016. And, well, we have to start with Ben's Cat today as he's the winner of the 2017 Vox Populi. I hope I have the name right, but they'll give him the award out there, Santa Anita. Voice of the people, right?
Old Latin expression. Ty knows that, right? It means voice of the people, and the people have spoken. They said that Ben's Cat was their horse of 2017, and congratulations to King Leatherberry, the Jim stable, all the connections, and a very popular horse everywhere, obviously, now. And on January 20th at Santa Anita, the Chenery family, Penny Chenery family, will make the presentation to trainer King Leatherberry and crew.
Nobody called more of his wins than you did. Ty, he was the first horse you ever bet on. I'm thinking maybe a little Ben's Club fan club going out to the West Coast for to the great race place, Santa Anita, to see Ben's Cat get this award. What do you say, guys?
That would be good. Can you get us a day off?
See if I can swing it.
It'll be a little warmer in Santa Anita, don't you think, in here?
It's like summertime out here today. Your thoughts on the champion Ben's Cat, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, there were lots of good horses in for that award, but I don't think there's any horse really that deserves it more than Ben's Cat. He really was kind of a people's horse, especially here in the Mid-Atlantic. He was a local hero, and it is a fitting end to his
and buried right here next to the Laurel Park paddock, just to the right of us on the other side of the paddock, if you'd like to come see Ben's Cat gravesite here at Laurel Park.
All right, let's get right to it. Lots of great races to show you from last weekend here at Laurel Park. Some big national races down there at Gulfstream as well. We'll get you ready for this weekend coming up. The race schedule this weekend here at Laurel Park. Live racing Friday and Saturday. No live racing Sunday or Monday. We will be open for simulcasting on Sunday, Christmas Eve, and then live racing starts the day after Christmas. That's going to be a big day. We'll have nice live racing here and opening day out there at Santa Anita, so you can stick around for the opening day simulcast from Santa Anita.
I know Ty loves that parlay. Live racing at Laurel Park, and I know where you'll be after our races watching the Santa Anita Signal. Always great racing on opening day at the Great Race Place.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite days on the car of the year, really.
I knew it.
This 3-year-olds still get a run against 3-year-olds at the end, and the Malibu and the La Brea, we'll talk about them a little bit later, but it's one of my favorite cards of the year.
I'm going to grab a bottle of that $9 wine that you turned me on to and look at the card. The entries taken today as we tape for December 26th.
All right, well, let's get right to it. Let's show you some of the big races from last weekend here at Laurel Park. Jockey Fergal Lynch, he had a big weekend. He had a 4-win day on Sunday, and he had a nice $25 winner last Friday here at Laurel Park in race 4. Let's show you Kitty's Right, a $25.80 upset winner for trainer Lizzie Merriman. Fergal Lynch aboard Kitty's Right, and a little bit of a winter snow last Friday here at Laurel Park. This is a good-looking 4-year-old filly by Great Notion for Lizzie Merriman. Kitty's Right, a $25 winner to kick us off in the pick 6 last Friday.
5-wide move on the turn. Wasn't the longest shot on the board, but nearly at 11-1 in the field of 7 and came from 7th. People may be thinking that Kitty's Right was mostly a turf horse. No, they got Kitty's Right wrong, a dirt horse as well. And a good upset and a good start to that 4-win day on Sunday for Fergal Lynch. As you mentioned, a great weekend. That was his first win of the weekend.
Good ride. Fergal Lynch drew the 1 hole and then maneuvered all the way around to kind of swoop him at the top of the turn. She's a Chance, too, was a heavy favorite in there. Didn't really show up that race. But the race came up a little light, but it was a good win by Kitty's Right, who'd been toiling in the $16,000 claiming rate. So good step-up win there.
All right, so trainer Lizzie Merriman does a nice job up there at Fair Hill, gets the money with Kitty's Right last Friday here at Laurel Park. That was a nice first-level allowance contest for restricted Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses. So let's take a look at the feature from last Saturday here at Laurel Park. It was a nice 2 other than allowance feature going a mile and a 16th on the main track. River Deep was in very good form since getting in the new barn. A trainer, Phil Schoenthal, he'd won 3 in a row on the turf. And look at this, he's good on the main track as well. A good $13 winner here. Sheldon Russell aboard River Deep for trainer Phil Schoenthal.
Perhaps a slightly better turf horse given his action here on the dirt, but no problem at all to make it 4 in a row. 3 on the turf, 1 in the dirt, 84 buyer figure he got. A 7 1/4 length official margin of victory there for River Deep. Well, you didn't see at the top of the stretch. And the reason I say I maybe think that River Deep's a better turf horse, kind of bore out a little bit, turning for home, maybe not handling the ground, kind of drifted off the rail, and had to be kept to task. But no doubt about it, he's in good form. We warned you about this horse last time and thought maybe could take the step up to Stakes Company. So now they got plenty of options, turf or dirt, for River Deep.
Christmas came early for people to back this horse. You
Yeah.
got
5 to 1. That's
1
incredible.
on a horse that has won the last 3 races by a combined 9 lengths at that same level. So the big question was, would the horse take to the dirt? Obviously, he did, and rewarded very, very handsomely.
Yeah, nice $13 winner. I was on Bill Finley, Dave Johnson radio show last Saturday morning, and they were talking about this horse, and I kind of poo-pooed him, thinking he's probably better on the turf, but they liked him, and they get the money. $13.40 winner, River Deep, in good form, 4 in a row since getting to the new Phil Schoenthal barn. He's good on the turf or dirt, so it'll be interesting to see where River Deep ends up next. So
that's the question. You know, you've got a horse who can run on the turf. Loves the turf, but is very capable on the dirt. So, you know, there's some dirt options coming up here stakes-wise, I'm sure, during the winter. He could probably handle that with an 86 buyer figure, or 84 buyer figure. That was a sharp effort. But also maybe going to some sunny climbs to the turf. I'm not going to let him get away at a price wherever, if he does get on the turf somewhere during the winter season, Ty. I'll warn you.
I don't think you're going to get, unless if he really jumps up, I don't think you're going to get 5 to 1 if he stays here.
Yeah, as good as form as he's in. Maybe a little stake race next for River Deep and trainer Phil Schoenthal and Morgan's Ford Farm. So that was our allowance feature last Saturday. Let's show you our allowance feature last Sunday. I was off last Saturday and Sunday, but I missed some good racing. I was watching them on home via the Laurel Park live stream, and we had a nice 3 other than allowance feature going 6 furlongs last Sunday. And how about the 3, Something Awesome for trainer Jose Corrales, a popular favorite in the allowance feature last Sunday. Elvis Trujillo aboard for Corrales here on Something Awesome.
Romped in his first start on Laurel Slop, comes back on a fast track as a favorite and does it again in good style in 1 minute 10.40 with a good fig of 86 on the fig there for Elvis Trujillo on Something Awesome.
This race, it was void of a ton of speed, and Elvis Trujillo put the horse a little bit more into the race, and I think that helped him in the long run in that deep stretch going in the last couple furlongs, but really been sharp since switching over to the Jose Corrales barn.
Yeah, very sharp. So Something Awesome. That was a 3 other than, maybe a little stake race next for Something Awesome. So he's a 6-year-old by Awesome again, a homebred for Adena Springs and the Stronach stable. So that was a big win on Sunday for the Stronach stable. And then Andy Stronach bred a nice winner here on Monday, a nice allowance race we had last Monday. Frisky Whiskey, 4-year-old filly by Milwaukee Brew, bred by Andy Stronach up there in Canada. Nice $17 winner on Monday. Let's show you Frisky Whiskey. Elvis Trujillo was aboard for trainer Marco Salazar, and this was one of the big horses you had to have if you wanted to hit the pick 6 on Monday. They hit the pick 6. If you had Frisky Whiskey, and then you had a long shot winner in the last race for Kathy Nielsen, you hit the pick 6 for over $21,000. Well, one lucky player hit the pick 6 for over $21,000 on Monday.
Drifting out a little bit, went to the left lead but held sway, and a good weekend for Elvis Trujillo. Had the winner earlier there for Something Awesome. Right back with Frisky Whiskey, 7th win of the meet for Elvis Trujillo, who's making a mark here in the Maryland Jockey Colony.
The horse had been running in starter allowance, so starter eligible. Finally went up into the first level non-winners, one other than last time, and then it finally paid off this time. Good win, $42,000 purse. So I don't know about the horse's eligibility to stay in that starter allowance level, but it was a good win, and we'll see where the horse goes from here.
All right, trainer Marco Salazar, he's done a nice job since relocating here to Laurel Park about a year or 2 ago. gets the money with Frisky Whiskey last Monday. So those are 4 standout performances right here at Laurel Park from last week. And let's show you some big races from our sister track down at Gulfstream in South Florida from last weekend. Last Saturday, they had a bunch of graded stakes down there, I believe 5 last Saturday. And we know this horse, On Leave. Let's show you On Leave. She had a nice win in the Grade 3 My Charmer Stakes Saturday at Gulfstream. She had to gut it out and get up in the final jumps here with the familiar colors of Stuart S. Janney for trainer Shug McGahee. Nice ride by Irad Ortiz Jr.
Won the All Along September at Laurel. Second in the Grade 3 Gallaret at Pimlico. I'd been keeping better company. Gets up to win the 40 cent to $1 favorite there. Irad Ortiz aboard for the familiar colors there, red, white, a Stu Janney. Good mare.
Yeah, popular winner was 4 to 5. Irad Ortiz gets another stake win, and everywhere he goes, he's on winners.
So that was On Leave in the Grade 3 My Charmer. That was race 8 last Saturday at Gulfstream. We mentioned that a bunch of nice stake races last Saturday. Let's show you the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday. That was race 9 last Saturday at Laurel Park. Fear the Cowboy, good-looking horse here for trainer Efren Loza Jr. Here's Fear the Cowboy with Javier Castellano aboard.
Yeah, and finishing 8th in the race, we should mention Paige McKenney, who was 8 to 1. He's going to regroup. We'll see what happens next. But Fear the Cowboy coming from off the pace, good pace up ahead with Conquest Big E setting a good half-mile fraction there. And on the chase, Mr. Jordan, those two were going at it at a pretty good clip, 46 and change, 10 and change for 6 furlongs. Fear the Cowboy comes from off the pace and a nice sweeping win. 4-time Gulfstream Park winner now, 4 wins out of 6 starts, a second and a third, maybe. They're talking $16 million Pegasus Cup Invitational on January 27th for this horse to round out the field there. That's a possibility. I mean, he's 4, and that's a 4th win at Gulfstream Park, and he doesn't have to be on the lead. He can come from out of it and could get a share.
What do you think, Ty? It's Pegasus World Cup shaping up to be one of the best races in the world. It's going to be the world's richest race by purse, $16 million purse for the Pegasus.
You might as well take a shot, right? If you think you got the horse, and you might as well take the shot. I know. I think they got 9 or 10 in there out of 12 possibilities, so it will be a big jump. But, I mean, even if you finish in the 3rd or 4th range, you're going to make some money back.
Yeah, he's a 4-time winner at Gulfstream. Why not? Fear the Cowboy, maybe a long shot to Fear.
5-year-old bred at the University of Kentucky, maybe a possible starter for that Pegasus World Cup. That's last Saturday in January down there at Gulfstream. So get your tickets now for the world's richest horse race, the $16 million Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Let's get a quick commercial break. That's all the action from last weekend, locally and nationally. When we come back, we'll show you some horses to watch coming up here Friday at Laurel Park and show you some big national stakes to keep an eye on out there at Santa Anita. All that right after this.
At ExpressBet, we celebrate the champions who make horse racing great. That's why we provide more ways to bet from more places than ever. We've built an entire family of brands to support horse racing, to give players more of the rewards they deserve, give bettors the information they need to win, and provide a community for horse bettors. Because the best way to support the champions of horse racing is to champion horse racing. ExpressBet, we are racing.
Okay, welcome back. Laurel Park Weekly. Let's get you ready for the Christmas racing weekend here at Laurel Park. Wow, live racing on Friday and Saturday. No live racing Sunday and Monday. We'll be closed for live racing Sunday and Monday, but we will be open for simulcasting on Sunday, Christmas Eve day, and then live racing resumes the day after Christmas. That's Tuesday. We'll have nice live racing here. We'll have the opening day out there at Santa Anita. Let's get you ready for the races here at Laurel Park. A nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day tomorrow, Friday, December 22nd here at Laurel Park. Let's show you a video spotlight of one of the favorites in race 8 this Friday here at Laurel Park. It's a 2 other than optional, 25 going 6 furlongs to 5. Mr. Benz, 7-2 morning line for trainer Claudio Gonzalez, our leading trainer of the meet. Jomar Torres will ride. Torres was aboard here back on December 1st, just missed by a whisker at this level. A good second behind Showalter, who was dead game for Gary Capuano. This horse, Mr. Benz, he's second choice in the betting as the 3 Joy Drive going to be one of your popular favorites in here for Linda Rice. But I think the 5, Mr. Ben's in very good form. Been second at this 2 other than level his last 2 races since being claimed by Claudio Gonzalez. I think Mr. Ben's going to be right there in the race 8 tomorrow here.
Consistent at Laurel. Again, another horse who loves Laurel and their Parade of Nations, likes the track to stand. That's a good little sprint.
Yeah, that's one of the, Claudio has 2 in here. Mr. Benz and Parade of Nations. Your thoughts on the 2 Claudio runners, Ty?
I really like Parade of Nations. You're getting 15-1 on the horse. I think that's going to be an upset possibility there. You're probably not going to get 15-1 come post time, but you're getting a generous offer there on the morning line. Joy Drive, the Linda Rice horse, who really impressively won the first level allowance last time by open lengths. That's going to be a tough spot for Mr. Benz. Who I like in here, you finished the replay that we just saw, finished second to Showalter, who came back to run in a stake. Didn't run that well that day, but Showalter definitely has some talent, took a lot of time off. This horse was running with them neck and neck. So I do like Mr. Benz, but I do like Parade of Nations as an upset. And I think if you're playing the pick 6, you got to use both. Both the Claudio horses.
All right, so both of you talking about Parade of Nations. That's the longer price runner for Claudio here in race 8 this Friday. Nice allowance feature. Mr. Benz going to be one of your favorites. That's my top pick. The 6 Parade of Nations, 15-1 here for Claudio Gonzalez. You mentioned the Linda Rice horse, Joy Drive. That was a nice win. That was last March. Now this horse coming off a long layoff, first time gelding this Friday for the 3 Joy Drive. Another horse that's in good form was on the outside, Miner's Quest, a very nice win last out against First Level Allowance Company. He's in good form right now for trainer Howard Wolfendale, stepping up to the 2 other. This is a nice allowance feature on Friday.
Yeah, Joy Drive. The question is the time away from the races. Miner's Quest, a gritty win. I mean, this horse is kind of improving. Horses always kind of fool me a little bit, you know. Every time you think he's not going to run a big one, he sneaks up and he runs a big one as well. But I'm sticking to the Laurel lovers in there.
All right, so nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day Friday here at Laurel Park. We're going to kick off the Rainbow Pick 6, that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Hit for a little over $21,000 this past Monday, so no carryover this Friday, but a real nice maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. Race 4 this Friday to kick off the Pick 6, and this filly is going to be a popular favorite. Let's show you her debut. Number 1 in race 4 tomorrow, Safwa. This horse, a half-sister to last year's Kentucky Derby winner, Always Dreaming. And Safra, a good second in her debut, maybe a little green in her debut, but a good second behind her stablemate, Marab, who, a daughter of B. Sharp Sonata, multiple Greater Stakes winner. So good debut here for Safwa behind her stablemate. Now she gets first-time Lasix for Grand Motion in the 4th this Friday.
That entry took a lot of play on the strength, of course, of Safwa being the Always Dreaming sister, and it turned out Safwa, who was second in that race, was second best to Marab, her entry mate. Maybe didn't run as professionally as Marab did. Marab was very wide and winning there. We didn't see the early part of the race. Lots of ground, did it in a professional way through the stretch. Safwa kind of switching over toward the left lead late. Learns a lot from the race and should move forward.
I'm not crazy. I mean, I think this horse is going to be the horse to beat in here. I'm not crazy about the draw, the 1-hole. Pantyhose, the outside horse, first time. Kenny Decker had been running in that the state series down in Florida, down in Gulfstream, had been competitive in a couple of maiden special weights earlier in the year, going 4.5, 5 furlongs. So this horse has some speed from that outside post. Is definitely going to be dangerous, but you do think that Safwa, the 1 horse, the half to Always Dreaming, is going to take a ton of money.
Yeah, it's a really good 2-year-old sire. They're awesome, of course, the sire of the Kenny Decker firster, or second, or not firster, but horses started before. Awesome, of course. They're all the offspring are usually pretty fast. There's a firster in here by Animal Kingdom. No. We'll see if No can do it first time out with trainer Phil Schoenthal. There you go, Graham Motion, who trained Animal Kingdom's got Safwa against the filly debuting by Animal Kingdom, breaking just to the outside of Safwa. No, that's the name of the horse. No,
that's the name of the horse. It'd be a tricky name if there's a 3-horse stretch battle coming down to the wire. Be screaming out no. It's a nice
yes.
It's a nice maiden special weight race. We haven't even talked about the filly who the leading rider's aboard. Javion Toledo's on the 6. Velocita Brillante for trainer Timmy Keefe. Timmy Keefe with a 2-win day last Sunday here at Laurel Park. And this filly by JP's Gusto, decent fourth last out against Maiden 40, stepping back up here a level today or this Friday. But you get you do get Javion Toledo on the 6th, Velocita Brillante. A nice maiden special weight this Friday. It's race 4 to kick off your 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look here. So that's a couple races to keep your eye on Friday here at Laurel Park. We have a nice allowance race on Saturday for you as well, race 8. We'll talk more about that on Today at the Races for you this Saturday. But let's show you a couple big national preview races to keep your eye on. These are going to be both opening day at Santa Anita, right, Ty?
Opening day, Tuesday, Boxing Day at Santa Anita. They got a bunch of stakes races. And then one of them is the La Brea, which features Unique Bella and Paradise Woods, and the other is going to be the Malibu, which features the Dabster. The horse that was bought for $1 million as a 2-year-old, has won all 3 of his starts, was disqualified in the debut maiden race. You see Dabster right there, kind of green in the stretch, but really bearing down. This was on Breeders' Cup Day. Ran down a nice City of Light, a good horse, and Dabster's going to be tough. There's going to be some other horses in here. Favorable outcome is probably going to go from the Chad Brown barn, ship it over from New York. Irish Freedom, another Bob Baffert. That's a Donegal horse who had an impressive allowance win 3 races back. So depending on how this comes up, I believe they're drawing today. This is going to be really tough, but it's fun to see these 3-year-olds competing in the same division at the end of the year, cutting back to 7 furlongs, which can be a lot of these horses have gone 2 turns. They're growing up, they're maturing, and now they're cutting back. Pavel is going to probably run for Doug O'Neill, who won the Smarty Jones impressively and finished 3rd in a Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup, which was for 3 and up. That was a small field, but a competitive field. One of my favorite days is just because there's competitive horses and competitive races all around.
Yeah, favorite days, December 26th opening day, Santa Anita and the Malibu, really one of my favorite races. I think maybe because of the distance, it's kind of the tricky type distance.
Well, it's a stallion-making race, the Malibu.
Absolutely.
It's a Grade 1 going 7 furlongs. Those Grade 1, 7 furlong, 1 mile contests, those are your big stallion-making races. So you see a lot of horses that were good at 3, coming back at 4, trying to build their resume for their stallion career. They end up in the Grade 1 Malibu. It's a nice race, opening day after Christmas at the great race place, Santa Anita. Let's show you another Grade 1 they're going to have out there, the La Brea Stakes. Opening day at Santa Anita. We'll show you a couple fillies that are in that race. Unique Bella is going to be one of the favorites in the La Brea. Here's Unique Bella's race, a winning effort in the Grade 3 at Santa Anita back in early October.
This is the LA woman, and she really just went off and drew off by an impressive 3 lengths open. Mike Smith, this horse was so good, went off as the favorite, almost even money favorite in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. That was for 3 and ups, really set the pace, and then the pace got the better of her, faded to a well-beaten 7th. Now getting back, this horse has her credentials. The last race is a little bit concerning from the Breeders' Cup race, but you got Paradise Woods in here who's going to be tough, but Unique Bella should be tough from the Jerry Hollendorf.
Yeah, LA woman you mentioned, we'll call her SA woman, Santa Anita woman. She loves Santa Anita, 4 out of 5, beaten only in her debut there when she ran 2nd, and then it's been up and up ever since then, winning at Del Mar. And then she was beaten at Del Mar last time out, Bar of Gold in the Philly Mare Breeders' Cup Sprint. Unique Bella, though, coming back to Santa Anita, going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah, another horse, but I do think it's going to be probably a 2-horse race between Paradise Woods here, who the other horse we're going to show. She won. This is the Santa Anita Oaks, and she won this race by 11.5 lengths. A lot of people were a little worried about it at the time, that maybe it was a fluke. Certainly wasn't, as Abel Tasman, who finished 2nd in this race, came back to win the Kentucky Oaks. Richard Mandela said the 7 furlongs is not going to be an issue for this horse. She might actually like it a little bit better than the 2 turns she has been going. So it'll be interesting to see Paradise Woods go off against Unique Bella, both with a lot of speed.
Shorten up's going to really help her there, finishing behind Forever Unbridled Naval Tasman in the Breeders' Cup Distaff on Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. So that's a shorten up for her. and return to Santa Anita for Unique Bella. Wow, what a card.
We're all going to be locked and loaded for Tuesday, as we only have 2 race days this weekend. Live racing here at Laurel Park Friday and Saturday. Then we're open for simulcasting Sunday, but no live racing Sunday or Monday. We'll start our live racing again on Tuesday. We'll be ready for some live racing and some nice simulcast action. Makes the closing race a little bit better in the wintertime when you have Santa Anita running, because you can stick around, watch some great simulcast action.
Yeah, I think, always one of our bigger crowds here at Laurel Park Day after Christmas. Got a kind of a Thanksgiving feel to it. You
Right.
see a lot of folks come out in town for the holidays, visiting, some newcomers to the track as well. It's a really good vibe out here for live racing at Laurel Park Day following Christmas.
All right, for Ty Ellis, Dave Robin, I'm Stan Salter. That's it. We're going to leave you with a moment of nature. Our man Phil Brooks was out there this morning getting some video of horses training this morning here at Laurel Park, enjoying this nice mild weather, as I believe today's the first day of winter time, isn't it?
It's coming.
It-
Yeah, it's
That means
mild
we're
right
getting more
now, but
light,
it's coming.
More time to race at the end.
Yeah,
of the day.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Today, the little adamant to the sunset
Yes.
after today or
Yes,
this week.
we're
right?
getting more daylight now
Okay.
is every day.
Yeah.
All right, Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holidays.
to you.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody. We'll leave you with the best part of the day, horses training in the morning right here at Laurel Park.